Now in this video we are going to discuss about the various types of merger. What are the different types of merger? But first let's discuss what is the meaning of merger. So merger can be defined as the combination or consolidation of two or more entities. Merger, that is the plus, that is the addition into one single entity. Now what are the various types of mergers? So we will be discussing about the 5 most common types of merger. That is the first, horizontal. Second will be the vertical merger. The third, that is the conglomerate merger. Looks quite typical, but we will make it more simple. The fourth is the product extension, and the fifth is the market extension. So let's first discuss with the horizontal merger. Now what happens in horizontal merger? For example, two companies, company 1 and company 2, they are not same exactly, but they operate in the same market, same industry, and are selling same products. In general meaning, they are the competitors, they are the close competitors of one another. For example, when Pepsi and Coca-Cola will getting merged together, then that will be an example of horizontal merger, because they are in the same market, same industry, selling same type of products. So, and the past merger in example is the Brook Bond and the Lipton Tea. Now Brook Bond and Lipton both operating in the same market, same industry, selling same products, that is tea and coffee. When they merged together, they formed a new company, that is Brook Bond Lipton India Limited, and this is an example of horizontal merger, that is same market, same industry, same product. Now moving towards the second type of merger, that is the vertical merger. Now what happens in vertical merger? It is the combination of two entities in which one is the buyer and the other is the seller. That is the buyer and seller merger. Let's take an example of this. One of the top merger was between the Disney and Pixar. That was a deal worth 7.4 billion. So buyer was Disney in this case, who was producing cartoon films. But for producing these cartoon films, they were using the animations that were created by Pixar. So Pixar, that was headed by Steve Jobs, was the seller and the buyer was Disney. Now what happens in vertical merger is the seller used to purchase the buyer, but in this case it was the backward vertical merger. So in this case, Disney purchased the Pixar. That means the merger between two firms operating at two different levels, that is the buyer and seller, which are dealing in the same market, same industry, same products, but are operating at different levels. Now if I talk about the Disney, so market was quite similar, related with producing cartoon films that were related with animation, and Pixar was also in the same business. So this buyer and seller merger is the example of backward vertical merger of Disney and Pixar. Now the third one, that is the conglomerate merger. CONGLO. Now these, you look, they are of different colors. So that is a merger when two businesses which are unrelated to each other in every aspect. That is, they are totally different markets, different products. They are having different competitors, different sellers, different customers. An example of this conglomeration is the merger of the Walt Disney plus ABC Inc. Now Walt Disney, we all know, that is the cartoon films producers, and ABC, that is in news, networking, communications, broadcasting. So this business was totally unrelated, but this type of merger, that is the combination of unrelated form of business, which resulted in the creation of Walt Disney Company. That was a deal worth $19 billion, is an example of conglomeration when two unrelated business merged together. Now the fourth one, that is the market extension merger. The name itself defines these type of merger, that is extending the market. So combining two firms who are selling the same products but in different markets, so that the market can increase. For example, the merger between the RBC Centura Bank, that is dominant in US, you can say, and the Eagle Bin shares, which are dominant, which were having its operation in Atlanta. So when RBC purchased or merged with Eagle Bin shares, they got the market in the Atlanta markets also. So that is an example of market extension merger. Now moving fifth and the last one, that is the product extension merger. So products, now in this the product is going to extend. So products in markets, for example between company 1 and 2, they are related to each other. For example, the mobile and telecom, that was dealing in mobile computings, whereas the other company, that is Broadcom, which was producing the Bluetooth and chip wireless link. So these are selling the products that are related to each other. So when these companies merged together, that helped him to increase their products, to diversify their products. So that is an example of product extension, when the products and markets are related to each other. Thank